Welcome to another episode of Unbelievable Reality Podcast. I'm Roy Arthur, your host. Feeling lucky as always. Hey, I'm gonna dive right fucking into it here, just because I want to keep this to the point, to my best ability. Best of my ability. I tend to get a little long-winded in some of these. My last podcast was 55 minutes. I like it. I think it's really good. But I know the attention span of the American adult isn't really 55 minutes unless we're serving popcorn and Raisinets. So the big news right now is the Paris Olympics and the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics, wherein the Olympic Committee decided to use transgender actors in numerous parts of the production, specifically one part of the production that apparently references the Last Supper. That would be the mythological painting from Rembrandt. I don't know, what was that, 800 years apparently after the death of Christ, wherein 12 guys are seated at a table. They're all pretty much white, having dinner. That is so easy to make fun of, it's frightening. So I'm just not gonna. However, the entire Christian world is on fire over this, to the point where the actual fires here in the United States of America, right now, currently there's 37 of them burning. One of them is now the 7th largest fire in the history of California. Oh, there's that little thing called global warming. No, it's not. Climate change is what the fuck it is. But nary a word in the news, because we're really fixated on this horrible event where they quote-unquote made a mockery of Christianity and the fictional Last Supper, of which there is absolutely no archaeological evidence, because there isn't any evidence, And if it was, it would have been a bunch of probably dark-skinned Jewish people sitting around a very shabby table having some olives, bread, maybe fish, and drinking a glass of wine. Probably in a hurry because they're getting ready to be persecuted. And if the myth holds true, Christ knows that he's going to die the next day. Anyhow, okay, that's your beliefs. Go right ahead. But why in the fuck are your beliefs necessary to be everybody else's beliefs? And why are people so threatened by gays, by homosexuality, by transgender people? What is the threat to you? Are you afraid they're going to come marching down the street, the transvestites in their 6-inch heels, and what, steal your children? What? What is the threat? Why can't we just fucking leave people alone? Why? Why does somebody else's sexuality have to be your fucking business? Because it's not. They're not having sex in your backyard or your bedroom or your living room in front of your kids during supper. It's none of your fucking business who people decide to sleep with, what gender they may be. Newsflash to the world, homosexuality goes all the way back to the beginning of recorded history. Okay, chipped in stone by people in Mesopotamia 4,000 fucking years ago. Part of the Greek culture, the Roman culture, ad nauseum. What is the threat? What is the issue? Is it challenging your values and your beliefs? Have you examined why you feel challenged or threatened? Why is that a threat to you? Who people fuck? Why is it any of your business? Why do you feel it's necessary to legislate make people stop feeling and loving the people they choose to love? What right do you have? None. It's none of your business. I don't care what faith you are. Specifically, I'm going to make a few notes here about Christianity because I'm baffled as fuck about Christianity as a whole. But regardless of that, I don't care what faith you are. Aren't the principles, the tenets of the major religions in the world today? Love, charity, acceptance, forgiveness, support, honesty, humility. I don't see that. Am I missing something? I must be missing something, right? I'm totally missing something here. I don't see those values, your values, fucking at all. Not at all. Where are they? Once again, referring to the beginning of this all, I'm just shocked. It's 2024. This isn't fucking 1680 in Salem and we're burning witches. Give me a fucking break. The saddest thing about all of this is that really all the homosexual community, the LGBTQ community, the black community, the Hispanic community, all of them, all they want is to be left the fuck alone. Treated with respect, treated as equal human beings, and left the fuck alone. This country was supposedly founded on the right to religious freedom, to believe whatever you chose to believe. That includes Satanism for you Christians. Ooh, what if people don't believe in Satan? I happen to be one. Once again, what business is it of yours? Why should I even listen to your fucking opinion? Who cares? Seriously. And yet, so fired up, so enraged, so insulted. I'm so sick of hearing the repeated dialogue of wokeness and how threatened the Christian right is, how they're constantly under attack. Let me give you some statistics, because you know I love to do research, and maybe a few of my Christian followers, viewers, they're definitely not going to really like me. I don't even know. Don't really fucking care, but maybe you ought to do a little research on your own religion before you start jamming it down everybody else's throat, because that's what you're doing. It's passive-aggressive behavior. It's cognitive dissonance, cognitive disruption. It's a joke. Once again, returning to the beginning, the Olympics. I want to say fucking bombs away, France. Way to go. Way to show the world that you actually practice tolerance in your republic. Tolerance for all. You don't think the Olympic Committee didn't sign off on this opening? I mean, granted, the scene is full of pollution and nobody should be swimming in it, but that's kind of secondary now. Nobody's even fucking talking about that. Because nobody cares. Because what we care about is how our morals and values have been offended, specifically Christians. Haven't heard a whole lot from the Islamic world or the Buddhist world or the Confucius world or any of the other religions, for that matter. Not a peep. But boy, oh boy, once again, are the Christians threatened? Here's some data. Okay, in the United States of America, there are 200 denominations of Christianity. 200 different types of Christianity in the United States. There's 45,000 denominations of Christianity worldwide. 45,000 ways to God. In the US, apparently there's 200 different ways to Jesus Christ, your Savior, and God. Your God. As you perceive your God. And yet, even amongst you, you can't figure out what's the right way to get to your God or how to worship Jesus Christ, your Savior. Because if everybody agreed, wouldn't there only be one denomination? I don't know. That just really confuses me. But in addition to that, there are 68% of the United States of America's citizens identify as Christians. So please tell me, Christianity is the largest religion in the United States of America. As a matter of fact, it's pretty much the largest religion in the world, with a total of, 2.3 billion Christians worldwide. There's only 8 billion people in the world. That means 25% of them are Christians. So where's the threat? Who's the boogeyman? And why can't you just practice your religion in your own way, like you expect all other religions to practice theirs? You expect the Jews to practice their traditions and their interpretation of the Torah on their own and to keep it to them fucking selves. Same thing as the Muslims. Read your own book, the Quran, whatever, but keep your fucking opinion to yourself. We don't want to hear it because that's a threat to our values and morals and what? And yet, Christians believe they have the right to jam their religion down everybody else's throat. They feel that they have the right, based on their belief that the United States of America was founded as a Christian country, has been, always will be, that period, the end. And so therefore they jam their beliefs down everybody else's throat, even if you say, I don't want to hear. You can't help it because they won't stop. But they expect everybody else to. And God forbid, whoever's God you happen to follow, and that seems to be kind of broad as I did more research, should you question them or their beliefs or quote unquote their values. Oh no, that's taboo. You can't do that. See? You can't do that. That's not okay. But they can pry their asses into your sexuality, who you sleep with, how you sleep, what age gap relationships. I mean, everything. Women's rights, racism. I'm super sorry, but the core beliefs of the white supremacist movement are Christian. Sorry, it's a fact. And yet, no hesitation whatsoever to jam it down other people's throats. Why? I don't get it. This is where it really confuses the shit out of me. These are the core values of Christianity as Wikipedia states them. Love, compassion, respect, which means valuing everything and everyone, celebrating differences, generosity, courage, joy, peace, from their connection to their higher power, God or Jesus Christ as they understand him, faithfulness to their religion, humility, And that's that. Those are, according to Wikipedia, Christianity's core values. Are those on practice? Are those really practice? Is that really what is going on? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Christian. But this seems like a pretty straightforward list of values, core values, and beliefs to follow if you're a Christian. Which brings up an interesting point to me. 80% of the illegal immigrants that are passing through our southern border hoping for a better life are Christians. Granted, they're Catholics, and I don't know what the whole Protestant Catholic thing is even fucking all about, except some dude, Martin Luther, way back in the day, 1400s or something, said, you know what, I think the Catholic Church is wrong, and somehow there was a split, and I don't even know. And Protestantism was born, and Catholicism was bad, and that didn't work out. Anyway, I'm just going off on another one of my things. Once again, though, these are all Christians that are coming across the border. Why aren't you welcoming them with open arms? Why aren't you trying to help them find housing, employment? Why aren't you there with a loaf of bread and a glass of water? Why aren't you practicing what Jesus Christ apparently taught? And how do you defend yourself? And let us go back to respect, valuing everything and everyone, celebrating others' differences. Where is that? When I have done a lot of historical research, this one I haven't dived too deep on, mostly because this is happening right now, and I want to talk about a current event while it's still current, because in our collective conscious, this will all be forgotten in 4 days, as it fucking should be, but it'll be gone, but forever. And maybe somebody will talk about, oh, that horrible opening ceremony in Paris in 2024. I fucking doubt it. It isn't going to be a topic of conversation in 2 weeks. We'll be distracted by other shit. But the one thing that we continually in this society and globally, as far as I can see, won't get over and won't stop doing is getting in other people's business when it's none of our fucking business. If you don't like what your neighbor does, then don't give them a pound cake for Christmas. But it's none of your fucking business. You don't have the right to judge. What gives you the moral authority to pass judgment on others just because they don't believe in your dogma? And maybe some of them do, but they can't practice their own sexuality with freedom in your society, in your religion. So they hide it. In today's digital world where everything is public, everybody has an opinion, yours truly included, I get it. But I'm struggling with this philosophy that exists right now, this culture war that's going on that's not a war. The statistics don't lie. 65% of Americans identify as Christians. Where is the fucking threat? And where is the erosion of family values? Only right here in your heads. And the truth of it is that it's the erosion of your ability to control your children, your neighbors, your community, your society. It's your fear that makes you desperate to control and to dictate to others how they should live their lives based on your values and your morals. And that is complete horseshit. People need to get a fucking clue. Get out of your neighbor's junk. Stop passing judgment. Leave people alone just so they can live with some peace and not be afraid to walk down the street, maybe be assaulted. And this isn't just a sexuality thing, it's a gender thing. Women are terrified to walk down the street at night in the most major metropolitan areas. Fuck everywhere in the United States. Just walk into your car. A woman feels under threat. Where is the Christianity in that? Where is the religion? All of you. Jewish, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, whatever. Where is your religion in that? We are supposed to be in an age of enlightenment. We are surrounded by information. If you don't know, all you gotta do is look it up. All you gotta do is research like a little fucking work to find out if somebody's telling you the truth or not. I mean, Christianity really right now in the United States of America is big ass business. That's really what it is. It's business. Big business. Ask Joel Osteen how big the business is. It's booming. Every Sunday when 18,000 people fill his dome, he can hear the cash register ringing from the North Pole. It's big business. Big, big business. And it's big business for the Catholics. Come on. Hello? Anybody taking a look at the city of the Vatican of late? The money spent to build churches, etc. So what? So you can criticize your neighbor. So you can look down on those that are less fortunate than you. You can look down and pass judgment on people who behave differently than you, who look differently than you, who act differently than you, who care about shit different than yours. Newsflash. My perspective, my philosophy, I believe in a higher power. You know what? I believe in her. That's right, you heard me correctly. Her, not Sky Grandpa. Okay? Not some male god. I believe in her. Because I believe we walk on her every day. And she is Mother Earth. And we defile her, and we destroy her, and we abuse her. Wow, is there a central theme in how women are treated? Stop looking the fuck up, hoping for something beautiful when you pass, and start looking down at the only God that you should worship, because this is the only God that we know about spinning around in space that provides us life. And we are destroying her, which imperils our lives, because our lives, all life on this planet comes from one place, the very earth that we walk on. And you know, I don't think Mama Earth gives a rat fuck who you sleep with, how you want to dress, if you want to wear women's clothing. She does care if you want to practice abuse. Yeah. And greed and avarice and all that shit. I think Mother Earth is really, really unhappy and pissed off about that, and rightfully so. And we should just, out of a matter of common sense, come on. Your opinions are yours. That's great. Good for you. This is a country founded on freedom of religion. Practice the fuck away. Kill yourselves all you want. Keep it fucking to yourself, because nobody else needs to know or wants to know or really gives a shit. And let other people just live their lives as they deserve. That's my philosophy, that's my opinion. If you don't like it, well, I frankly don't give a fuck. And you always have the right to not listen. So feel free to do that. If you do, comment.